You think you've seen snakes? Think again. Some battles last hours. Some snakes crush giants. Some fights leave the forest trembling. Today, we dive into the longest snake battles ever recorded. Brace yourself, this is BeastVision TV.
When legends weren't legends anymore. People used to laugh at old stories. Giant snakes battling in the dark, rivers shaking, trees snapping. Sounded fake, too dramatic. But the deeper explorers went into jungles, the more they realized something strange. Some of those wild legends were actually true, or at least close enough. Stories of snakes stretching longer than boats, stories of two giants meeting at night and refusing to back down. And when they fought, it wasn't quick, not fast. It was long, exhausting, almost like nature held its breath and watched. These weren't ordinary fights. These were old battles passed down through generations. And the more researchers dug through history, the more they saw a pattern forming. The longest snake battles ever recorded were happening in places where humans rarely go. Places where nature still feels ancient, untouched, slightly dangerous.
The reticulated titans that refuse to break. The reticulated python doesn't just dominate, it owns its space. It stretches longer than most people believe a snake can, 30 feet sometimes, maybe more. And when two of them meet, something shifts in the jungle air, a kind of tension. No hissing, no loud drama, they just move close, very close. Then the fight begins, slow. A coil, another coil, bodies twisting like ropes pulled by invisible hands. Minutes pass, then more minutes, an hour, sometimes longer. They push, they crush, they squeeze, but none wants to be the one who loses first. The winner keeps the territory. The loser crawls away, half broken, but still alive. These battles look quiet from a distance, but inside those coils, it's pure violence, silent and heavy.
Green anacondas and the mud wars. If you ever go deep inside the Amazon, really deep, you'll hear stories from locals. Stories about water moving even when nothing touches it. Stories about long brown shadows wrestling underneath the surface. Anacondas, the queens of the swamp. Their battles are messy. Water splashing, mud exploding upward, vegetation tearing apart. And these fights don't end fast. They last, sometimes longer than anyone expects, especially during the mating season, when giant females fight over prime spaces, or when multiple males turn into a living knot around one female. Researchers once watched a battle that lasted so long the river almost changed direction from all the movement. It's not just a fight, it's a slow drowning match, a test of lungs, muscle, and pure willpower.
Cobras fighting like kings only. King cobras don't fight like pythons or anacondas. They fight like royalty, with a strange elegance but also a strange danger hanging in the air. Two males rise, not a little, high, sometimes taller than a grown man's waist. They sway, they circle, then they strike, but not to kill. No venom, just force, just dominance. Villagers in India once watched two king cobras fight for nearly 2 hours without stopping, rising, slamming, pushing. It was almost like watching two warriors at an old ritual. The loser backed away slow, tired, maybe ashamed. The winner stayed, quiet, tall. The forest felt different after it, like something old just got decided.
Borneo clash that felt impossible. In Borneo, researchers stumbled upon a moment that later became one of the longest reptile battles ever witnessed. a massive reticulated python met a giant monitor lizard. Both huge, both wild, both too stubborn to let go. The python tried constriction. The monitor fought with claws and tail smashes that echoed like wooden sticks cracking. The fight stretched through the afternoon. Shadows changed. Light faded, but the battle didn't stop. You could feel the desperation from both sides. It wasn't predator versus prey anymore. It was survival. Just survival. And when it finally ended, the forest floor was torn apart like a storm had passed through it.
Rock pythons and their brutal desert duels. Africa doesn't play gentle when it comes to wildlife. And its rock pythons? They fight like tanks made of muscle. Once, two huge rock pythons battled over a dead antelope. A simple carcass turned into a war zone. The fight lasted over 2 hours. Dust everywhere, trees shaking, their bodies rolling like two massive cables tied together and pulled by giants. People who watched said the ground felt different afterward, like the soil remembered the battle. These snakes don't retreat easily. They fight until something breaks inside them, or until one simply can't move anymore.
Florida's wetlands and the Burmese War. The Florida Everglades is quiet, looks peaceful, but inside the tall grass, a war has been going on for years. Burmese pythons versus Burmese pythons. Too many snakes, not enough land, not enough prey, so they clash. Two males fighting over territory can stay locked in combat so long that officers check back hours later and still find them rolling in the mud. Water splashes, wings of birds scatter, and yet the snakes don't stop. The loser sometimes dies from internal injuries because the pressure of those coils isn't meant for long fights. But here, long fights have become normal. A strange and dangerous new normal.
Python versus crocodile, the battle that shocked everyone. Australia's wetlands saw one of the most unbelievable battles ever recorded. A giant python met a crocodile, and neither backed down. The fight lasted hours, literally hours. The croc thrashed. The python tightened. They rolled from land into water, then back on land again. People watched from far because getting close would be foolish, too risky, too wild. When the battle ended, the python swallowed the crocodile whole, slowly, bit by bit, no rush, like it was finishing the final chapter of a long, brutal story. That single event became world famous, and even experts admitted they had never seen something that intense.
The hidden giants of Indonesia. Indonesia hides secrets inside its thick jungles. Villagers speak softly about mega serpents that rarely appear, but when they do, they dominate everything around them. One encounter tells of two enormous snakes fighting near a riverbank at dusk. The battle lasted nearly 3 hours, continuous, violent, rolling into the water and back onto the dirt. No one interfered. No one dared, because something about the fight didn't feel normal. It felt ancient, unbroken by time. Later, the villagers said the river looked wounded for days, like the battle left a mark on the landscape itself.
The future holds for these battles. Researchers know only a fraction of what giant snakes really do in the wild. Technology is improving. New cameras, silent drones, tracking tags. Soon the world will see more of these long battles, fights that reveal how snakes think, how they plan, how they survive in worlds where every inch of territory matters. These battles remind us that nature still has mysteries, big ones, dangerous ones. And maybe the longest snake battle ever recorded hasn't even happened yet. Or maybe it has, deep inside a jungle no human has entered.
a place where two giants may already be coiled in silence, struggling for dominance, while the forest listens without saying a word.
That was just a glimpse of the monsters lurking in the wild. Who knows how many battles are still hidden deep in jungles and swamps? If you want more untamed, unbelievable stories of nature, subscribe now and join the hunt. This is BeastVision TV, where the wild comes alive.